Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of All In on the Nights, where my takes are calm and thoughtful. Today, I want to dive into the Mitch Marner era of the Vegas Golden Knights, and we'll get more into that discussion once we go over the caps. So, for our quick cap, we have 3 games to go over. Quite a bit. We've had quite the lucky streak here. So, on the 14th, Vegas played the LA Kings. We extended that winning streak to 5, and we finally see Bowman get another goal. I'm excited to see him still producing for us, and it's awesome to have a young talent like that still producing. And I think another person that's starting or that is still doing really well is Mitch Marner. I think he's finally settling into the team, and we are starting to see a very productive Mitch Marner consistently, which is awesome. And let's start or seeing that goal at the end of the third was a little upsetting, um, but that's okay. We got the OT win, and that's the most important thing. But yeah, that goal that went in that sent us into overtime was unsettling. But hey, we took care of business in overtime. All right, let's go over what happened on the 15th. So this was a back-to-back game against the Toronto Maple Leafs. I thought we were honestly cooked uh, after how many goals got in on Hill that early. I thought the game was over, but we did really well, and Marner showed up, especially when he was facing his old team for the first time. Um, I thought it was really neat how we stuck to our game plan and we didn't give up, even though we were down 2 goals 4 different times in this game. So we never gave up hope, and we stuck with it, and we got the win. I think Hill is. I was so excited to see Hill back. I really was. But after seeing how many goals got put in on him, I'm assuming he was just kind of shaky at the beginning, and he just needed a second to get his footing down. Because like after those 3 goals went in, he seemed to kind of settle down. So I'm hoping that that continues, and we'll see a better Aiden Hill play. And then last night, which was a fun game to watch, the Nashville Predators, we extend our winning streak to 7, which was so awesome to see. Right now, I think we are really starting to see how effective Vegas can be, and it's just it's good to see. So, our core is looking really good. They're looking solid. We're scoring goals with them. We're going to kind of go over that a little bit more later in the episode. But Schmid's playing well. I absolutely love that Schmid is our goal well, he's not our starter anymore probably, but him and Hill will be going back and forth with it. But I think Schmid is just the better goaltender right now for this team. He's been our constant goaltender, and he played really well last night. Um, our team also scored 7 goals last night, 5 of them in the third period. When I was watching, I was like, okay, we're up 4-1. I think we're looking good. This is it. And then it was goal, just back to back. And I know, for me, I love to see back to back to back to back, no mercy goals on a team that is basically already lost the game. Um, I love to see the goals. I don't even care if it's not even a close game anymore. It's fun to watch. The last thing I wanted to bring up from that game is the fight with Hagen Lazon. That was a little fun to see. I thought it was interesting that, I mean, I understand why Hurdle ended up going to the box, but it was nice to see our team, defend Bowman, because we all want to protect Bowman. I love that kid. I'm excited for him and what he's gonna do for us. I think Bowman's going to be awesome, and it was cool to see Lazon and Hurdle stand up for him after Nick Hague kind of pushed him. So, all right, now with that out of the way, let's go to the news cap, which isn't very long today. Just one thing. I listened to the hockey guy a lot, and he was talking about how Rasmus Andersson is the trade rumors are starting to come up even more now. Like he's expected to be traded within just a few days. And I think the two main teams were Boston and Vegas. Boston has more to offer Calgary than Vegas, but Vegas can also get a extension done with him much easier than Boston can. So I think that was kind of the trade-off there, where Rasmus Andersson might want a long-term contract right away, and Vegas can offer that, but Boston can offer more prospects. I'm assuming if the deal were to go through with Vegas, I'm assuming we would lose Trevor Connolly in this deal, as he's our one player that's in our system that has a lot of potential to be something. So I'm assuming it'll be a first round pick, Trevor Connolly, and one of our players. I'm assuming someone like a White Cloud that'll get traded there. I was hoping maybe one of our goalies could go, like Hart, just because we don't need 4 goalies, in our system. So, yeah, I don't know. Something to keep an eye on. I'm sure that'll be happening in the next few days. All right. So let's move into our main segment that we're going to talk about today. And that is going to be the Mitch Marner era is finally starting in Vegas, which I want people to understand when I say this. This isn't to discredit Jack Eichel and Mark Stone at all. This is more talking about a player with a high caliber that has now joined the elite players with us of Eichel and Stone, and we're all finally coming together. This is Mark Stone and Eichel's team, in my opinion, but Mitch Marner being here is a huge bump for us. Huge. And I understand that people were upset with him at the beginning of the season, but we're finally starting to see some things happen. So, Mitch Marner so far has 47 games played, 12 goals, 39 assists. I know people would like to see the goals up a little bit more, but he's producing for us. We're scoring. He has 51 points on the season, and just in the last 5 games, and I know we're on a very good winning streak right now, but the last 5 games, he has 3 goals and 4 assists. He's producing consistently for us. And I think that is the most important thing to take away from Mitch Marner's stats here is everybody else is doing good, and Mitch Marner is just adding to that, and everything is starting to mesh. The lines are starting to make sense. And I think Bruce Cassidy, when in his interview, he talked about how we're just having how each line is having great communication with each other. He's talked about how Jack Eichel and Mark Stone, they just sit down in a room and they talk to each other about what they want from each other. And I think he was saying that Mitch got into a room with his line and was like, hey, this is what I need from you guys. And that's what's matter. I know we changed up the lines a little bit, but I think that is essentially what is helping this. So it's good to see. It's really awesome to see that this is finally coming together. Because let's take a look at Jack Eichel's stats. We have 40 games played, 17 goals, 39 assists for 56 points. The last 5 games, he's had 4 goals, and he's had 7 assists. Also playing really well and consistently, along with Mitch Marner. And then we take a look at Mark Stone, who's just having if Mark Stone could have stayed healthy the entire season, I think this would have been. I don't want to say it almost could have been considered in like the McKinnon numbers, because if he stays on pace for what he is doing right now, he's gonna have a 100-point season. He has 31 games played, 18 goals, 29 assists for 47 points. That is just incredible numbers. Incredible. And in the last 5 games, he's had 4 goals and 7 assists. It's his numbers are just fantastic. And this all just comes back to the Mitch Marner era of us finally gelling and getting this team where it's supposed to be. Because I'll tell you, it was hard to watch for quite a bit of this season, to see us go into overtime and lose every single time. It was hard, and I know a lot of that has to do with defense, and a lot of it has to do with the goalie situation that we've had with 4 different goalies playing this year, and injuries, all that. But I think things are finally starting to look good, because I mean, we're still out Carlson and McNabb on injury, and we are looking this good. We are looking fantastic, and I know the amount of, I mean, like against Toronto, that Toronto's a pretty good team right now. They're looking good. I know they had a rough start to the season, but they're looking good. And we beat them in OT, and it's nice to see, again, the gelling happening on the 7-game winning streak, and things are finally starting to look up. This is what we know Vegas is capable of doing, and they're showing it to us right now. And I just want to keep seeing that going into the playoffs. All right, let's go ahead and close this out here. So, who's up next for us? We have, let's see, we are working with the Philadelphia Flyers on the 19th. That is basically our next opponent, and I think that's a winnable game. Philadelphia is not playing too well right now. So yeah, what I want to ask you guys is there anything that you guys would like to see differently on this channel? I'm looking for constructive criticism and just anything that can help this channel grow, and what you guys want to see, because that's really what really matters. Is I want to see what you guys want. So yeah, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you guys very much, and I'll see you guys next time.